Team USA has now won gold, thanks to the shoulders of Steph Curry, who had a monster performance against Serbia, and then a 2.5 minute explosion in the gold medal game against France. And it really put to bed that entire talk of Jayson Tatum playing or not on. There could be a few of us that still feel that Jayson Tatum not playing was a big story, and that Steve Kerr may have had a low-key beef with him, or that there just could have been the fact that he does a lot of things well, but he doesn't do one thing great. He couldn't simply become a defender. I think that he would have wanted a lot of the scoring that he is able to do, whether that be one-on-one or in traffic. He would have wanted that to speak on the floor for Team USA, trying to emulate that of one of his heroes, Kobe Bryant, hence why he wore number 10 a la Kobe being Bryant. Also, there was an attitude that maybe he just couldn't be a spot-up shooter, such as a Derek White or a Drew Holiday or even a Devin Booker. Those guys were able to sell themselves out to the fact that when you have LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant on your team, three surefire first ballot Hall of Famers, you're going to have to take a back seat. Maybe it just wasn't Jayson Tatum's time right now. However, it could be his time to be that leader in the 2028 Olympics. And there's been a few names that have now come up as guys that could be headliners for Team USA in 2028 in my hometown of Los Angeles, California. And I think there's going to be a few new faces to the team that are going to join the likes of Anthony Edwards, Jayson Tatum, Tyrese Halliburton, Anthony Davis, and even Bam Adebayo. It's going to be interesting to see, but I've seen a lot throughout the Twitter sphere or the X sphere, whatever we're calling it now, of just the predictions for who is going to be on that team come 2028 in California. And there's just a couple that I want to go over. One being Ja Morant. Now, he's going to be about 29, 30 by the time we get to the Olympics in 2028. This guy's going to have to stay out of trouble. I think he's going to spend the first year coming back after this injury, and also the trouble that he had with the gun violence and the gun videos that sprung up everywhere. And that's one of the big pieces and reasons why he was in the headlines of a lot of news stories when it came to the sports world. He's going to have to spend a lot of time now trying to clean himself up on the basketball court. Don't know how long that's going to take. Don't know if the NBA is going to smite him on certain things in year one. Do they take away an all-star vote for him if he's not voted as a starter for the Western Conference All-Stars and he has to get in via the vote of the coaching staffs? Is the NBA going to deny him getting into an all-star game? Look, they already did so with the fact that he couldn't get a max extension when he got suspended for, I believe, those 25 games, because now the NBA is requiring you to at least spend 65 games on the floor in order to be eligible for an end-of-the-season award. But without question, this is one of the more electrifying guys that we have ever seen play in the NBA. And for the current generation of basketball players and young hoopers, Ja Morant is a guy that's going to be on your TV screen a lot. It's a la Allen Iverson. If you want to kind of make that comparison, he's kind of akin to him when Iverson was at the peak of his powers, and you saw just the culture shift and the culture change that happened, not only in the NBA, but how basketball was played for those guys who were smaller but had insane ability in other areas. Ja Morant could be a guy that we see on this team. However, he could be looked at as a third guard for Team USA, because you're going to have Jalen Brunson there. That's going to be my opinion on the matter. I think Jalen Brunson does make this team in 2028. And if Tyrese Halliburton is to come back, I think that's your starting point guard. Your backup will be Jalen Brunson. Your third guy will be Ja Morant. Or it could even be Tyrese Maxey, depending on whether or not they want to bring the Philadelphia 76ers guard in to be a part of that team. I do think that Team USA is going to look for a lot of glue guys instead of a lot of just superstar talent and superstar athletes, although that really does drive the team. And we saw that here in these past Olympics. I do believe that Ja Morant could have a good opportunity to make the team. Another guy, we talk about him all the time, Paulo Banchero, who you could have argued could have made the team this past Olympics. If you're going to be looking for a guy that can average nearly a triple-double each and every time out for Team USA, with LeBron James, which you're assuming he was in his last Olympic tournament here for Team USA basketball-wise, look no further than Paulo Banchero. And no, I'm not calling him LeBron James, but I am saying that this is a guy that's a 3-level scorer. You heard Jamal Mosley during the regular season last year for the Orlando Magic. Here's a guy that can score like Carmelo Anthony. He can pass like LeBron James. He's a willing rebounder. You're going to need guys like that. You're going to need guys that are going to be great in multiple areas so that guys like Jayson Tatum may want to focus more on the scoring aspect than that of also passing the basketball as well as rebounding the basketball. Two things that Jayson Tatum can do. However, I do believe that Paulo Banchero, once he gets to Team USA, a guy Grant Hill does believe can do wonders for the red, white, and blue in Los Angeles, California, as they look to win another gold medal by that time. Look no further than the Orlando Magic superstar to be that guy, to be one of the headliners for the USA squad. This one's going to be interesting. Jaylen Brown, should he have been on the team this year? Maybe. Was it a problem that he wasn't? Of course. No, they won gold. But is he going to be a guy similar to Jayson Tatum, where you're going to say he's so hurt by the fact of him being denied being placed on Team USA that he ultimately says no? And let's just say within these next 4 years, the Boston Celtics ring off 1 or 2 more NBA titles. Does he say, you know what? I don't need a gold medal to my credit. I'm a 3-time NBA champ. I'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer. My jersey number may get lofted into the rafters in Boston Garden. What do I need a gold medal for? At this point, you should have got me when I wanted to play on Team USA. And look, a lot of these guys do go to their resumes as far as why they should be on Team USA. Jaylen Brown, absolutely going to be no different. But at that time, for these past Olympics, you needed the glue guys, the guys who are saying that, look, we have great resumes ourselves, but the focus is winning that gold medal. So I had no problem with the fact that you elected to choose Derek White or that you had Drew Holiday. These guys aren't looking for the ball. These guys aren't looking to score 10-plus points a contest. These guys are going to be looking to do the dirty work in terms of defending the other team's best perimeter player, knocking down the open 3 and being a spot-up shooter, because those guys are 2 Boston Celtics guys that had to do that already with Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum on their team. Can Jaylen Brown be that guy if he were to say in 2028, I'm going to play in the Olympics and I'm going to be that guy who's going to be the best perimeter defender? These guys love Kobe. You remember what happened in that Team USA documentary about the Dream Team. Kobe said, I wanted to defend. He wasn't really trying to be the team's best offensive player. He knew and when which he could do it, but he wasn't looking to do it all the time because he understood the other guys in which he had on his team. And those other guys that I had named beforehand, when you're talking about Tyrese Halliburton and you're talking about Anthony Edwards, Anthony Davis, Bam Adebayo, and others that have been on the team that you're going to assume are going to be back on the team come 2028, those are going to be the guys who are going to be looked at to step up, to take that role of LeBron James, Stephen Curry, as well as Kevin Durant. It's going to be a big plate, but I do feel like they have the capacity to do it. So the guys that are going to be on that team in 2028, you're going to have to acquiesce to those guys anyway. And what Team USA is going to need are guys that are going to say, listen, I'm great in a lot of areas, but I'm going to be the strongest in this one, if it means at the end of the day we're going to win a gold medal. Cooper Flagg's probably going to be on this team as well. We mentioned Tyrese Maxey. Donovan Mitchell, who may be on this team in the next few years. Donovan Mitchell has yet to be placed on a Team USA Olympic squad looking to win gold. I wouldn't take his name out of the running. I wouldn't take his name out of the hat to be a guy that's going to be on this team next season, or in the next 4 years, rather. Was it a big story whether or not Jayson Tatum was on this team and was able to produce the way in which he wanted to? I don't think it was, because come 2028, if he elects to come back, he's going to be the guy that's going to lead this ship. Let that be part of the motivation here. But when it comes to the other guys, whoever gets on this team, even Zion Williamson, for instance, is that going to be a guy that they look at to say, we want this guy on the team to be a power forward? We're going to look at this guy over the next 4 years, and we're going to train him as to how USA basketball is played. You have the young guys. You have the talent. And Team USA, now with the old heads kind of going off into the wayside, driving off into the sunset, you're going to need the young guns to now prove their worth. And we named a lot of them. But can these guys now, the biggest question is, can these guys now put themselves in a position where they're playing we instead of running off the resumes and saying me? If they can do that, absolutely no question, we'll see another gold medal for Team USA. Let us know who you would like to see for Team USA come 2028. Put that down in the comments section below. We'd love to read it off next time we're out here, and hopefully you're in agreement or even disagreement. That's why we're here. That's why this is the Open Gym. But those are my opinions, and as always, we'd love to hear yours.